Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I present to you Scrub Zero. Now, I'm getting tired of this nonsense with the Justin Fields situation, the Chicago situation, pertains to Justin Fields and Matt Nagy. Listen, let's be honest. We know Justin Fields would be best suited to sit a year before hopping in, or at the very least, not starting as soon as he had to. But things happen, injuries. It's life. It's how it goes. It's the job. It's the life they chose. Because I've been listening to some of the mainstream nonsense, which I usually don't do, but I'm like, let me see what they're saying. And they just reconfirm why I don't listen to them bums. Because they is some bums. Like, let's be honest. And I've been listening to some fans as well. And how they losing their damn minds. But look. First of all, let's give some context. Remember during the off season, the social media department for the Bears, once they got Andy Dalton, I think it was March 24th. It was late March, so don't quote me on the exact date, but this tweet is there. You can find it. If the Bears deleted it, there's enough people. You can easily find it. But for dear goodness, my apologies, not Mitchell Trubisky. For Andy Dalton, late March, they put out QB1. They no mini camps, no TAs, no training camp happened, and they already anointed this cat QB1. But you know how Whitey do. Let's just be honest. So we get to the draft. The Bears fans are losing their dang on minds. They're like, we need QB. Matt Nagy, he's on the hot seat because he really is. He done found a way to F up stuff. And they get an opportunity. And they make a call with the New York Giants. They move up to the 11th pick. And they traded back. It cost them next year's first, next year's fourth, and a fifth for this past year. This past draft, it's what it cost them. They drafted Justin Fields. He played some in the preseason. He had some good moments. He had some bad moments. I don't think anyone was really. I don't think it. Let me not say that, but it didn't really make sense to start the young man. I'm with that, no problem. So Dalton injured. You put him in the game on Sunday. 29 pass attempts as a team. Because I'm tired of those false numbers. Like you said, 20 times he dropped back and he got sacked 9 times. No. He dropped back 29 times. Well, probably more because he probably scrambled a few times. But as far as what would be known as pass plays versus run plays, 29 pass plays, 9 sacks, 20 attempts, 6 completions. For 68 yards or something such? That's not going to get it done. But if you just look at but you can't just look at the numbers and be like, yo, Justin Fields, this is all his fault. He sucks. No. And I heard what Marcellus Wiley said, that you got to be greater than the greatest excuse. But I don't hear you putting that same onus on the coaching staff who put him in the game and had him and was supposed to set up a game plan to help him succeed. You don't put the same onus on him on the coaches, but you're gonna put the onus on the player. So your point's valid because you're not 1-to-1. So fuck out of here with you. You got You got Chris Broussard, who don't know anything about football. Talking about maybe want to bring up this point that maybe he's not ready. Maybe the reason they ain't trying to go with him is because he hasn't been good in practice. Trying to create that narrative, like, fuck out of here. Stop with this. But that's what mainstream media is. They're a bunch of narrative-driven motherfuckers. They wasted my time. They a bunch of bums. Quite honestly. But the coaching staff, you have to understand who you have on the field, who you have on your roster. Once you put them on the field, it's your job to make sure you put them in the best position to succeed. I know it's not always going to be perfect, but damn, you can do something. You run the same exact game plan for Justin Fields that you ran for Mitch Trubisky, that you ran for Nick Foles, that you ran for the last student, Andy Dalton. My apologies, Andy. You deserve that disrespect. I wasn't trying to disrespect you. That's my bad. I apologize. You ain't going to do none of that. You ain't going to set up a game plan that suits each individual. You're going to just say, this is my game plan. This is what's going to be. That don't make no damn sense. But this dude still got a job. But a brother like Eric Bieniemy can't get a job. But I'm getting away from my original point. Justin Fields. And I heard Michael Irvin saying that he didn't believe that Matt Nagy was really going to do anything. But my question is, like, okay, be that as it may, do you think? I heard him speak earlier. That was before I fell asleep. But I'm like, but for his sake, it's been a joke anyway. But it's like, all right, I get it, not to start him because Matt Nagy ain't gonna put him in a position. But who told Matt Nagy to give in to outside noise? And then, but Nick Foles didn't play. So what does that say about Nick Foles? Or, like, Matt Nagy don't know what he's doing. There's been questions about him for years now. I don't know if you're be better suited to fire him now or just wait till the end of the season. I'm not going to get into that because I haven't paid enough attention to that situation. But you cannot, like, when you don't max protect for your quarterback, and when you do, the guy still don't execute and he's still getting killed, like, at one point do we say, hey, coaching staff, why couldn't you get these guys prepared to play this game? Let's talk about the general manager. Why couldn't you get players to protect this young guy you got? You had Bobby Massey and Charles Leno last season. They weren't great. Nice. Yeah, that was my notification. My apologies, but I see HD did another video. Who's the best 3-year-old team in the National Football League? Oh, dang. Let me say that real quick. The best 3-0 team. I guess right now. Nah, I ain't gonna get into that because that'll take me some time to think about it. I'll just probably leave a comment on his channel either later tomorrow. Probably tomorrow, but that's not here right there. As it pertains to Justin Fields and the protection issues. Like, yeah, I was talking about Bobby Massey and Charles Leno. You had those two guys. They weren't great. No one ever said they were going to be all-pro guys. Like, no one ever looked at them as all-pro guys, but they were viable offensive linemen that you could have utilized, that you let go. Both guys. And look at what you got your quarterbacks dealing with now. Like I said, they weren't a great offensive line, but they were solid. But you have those two. You at least weren't going to just... I don't think it looks as bad as it does this season. Jason Peters. Dear God, Justin Peters. I don't know what the hell I'm thinking. Jason Peters, who will most likely end up in the Hall of Fame. He's done. It's time for him to know it's time to retire because he hasn't played well. They've been trying to get him out since 2019 in the Eagles. He's a solid. He's been a great left tackle as far as his career, but it's time for him to retire. He's not really giving you much, if anything. and I think they got a young guy. I don't even know who's the right tackle, but the offensive line they're not good. But you have, as a coach, you have to do things. You have to call plays and set schemes up to protect the offensive line and the quarterback. And Matt Nagy did neither. When you do call your max protection, you don't. Why can't you coach your guys well enough to understand how to stop the rushers? And that's play calling too. And that speaks to a bigger issue that I'm a little more awake for now. How in the heck, like, these players, they don't, like, the product on the field is awful as far as fundamentals. These players don't have fundamentals anymore. But then these players aren't practicing. These players don't have preseason and all this other stuff. And the college game, it's just spread offense. It's spread, 4 wide, 5 wide. Get the ball out of your hands. Use your athleticism. Not really a lot of focus on fundamentals, and it's migrated to the pro game, and we don't want to talk about the coaches not making the most of that. We also don't want to talk about the veteran players, the players who have say, who really have the big say, to be like, yo, we need to be practicing. Nah, y'all about getting less reps and just getting more money. Y'all a bunch of suckers, quite honestly, in my opinion. Y'all falling for the banana tailpipe. So, when you get a situation like Justin Fields, he ain't got no chance. Because instead of actually learning like he should, he's getting thrown in a bad situation where the coach is a bad coach as far as... No, I'm not even going to qualify. He's a bad coach. Maybe better play caller in and of itself. But definitely as far as a head coach, he's a bad head coach. And maybe he's just not a good offensive coach. But, that's not here nor there. I'm not going to speak to all that. But as a head coach, Bears fans have been tired of him. And what does he do for his team? He gets them in bad situations. He doesn't put his quarterback in the best spot to succeed. They'll win a few games, sure. But at some point, we got to put this onus on this damn head coach and the damn front office. Instead of just putting it on the quarterback. And, like, listen, players have to take responsibility for it, of course. But if we're going to be completely honest, Justin Fields shouldn't even been starting. He started, and if you're going to start him, you got to put him in the best position to succeed. They didn't. They left him out to dry, and you going, and instead of actually telling the whole damn story, you just gonna say you got to be greater than the greatest excuse. Fuck out of it. You see this is why I don't fuck with mainstream media. I got time for the demon wind fuckery. I'm tired of it. Either tell the whole fucking story or shut your fucking mouth. But they ain't gonna do that because they got the apple in their mouth. So, you know how it goes. You know how Whitey do. Put out a narrative. Put brothers in position to make they put black people out front to make black people look bad. And that's what they do. And they're going to try to find some way to spin this on Justin Fields. Like, he's not ready, he's not a good practice player, this, that, and the fucking other. Like, no. Tell your coaching staff, be better. Tell your front office, be better. Tell the guys in position tell the guys who are in the spot to put your players in the best position to actually set them up. And then if they actually set them up the way they're supposed to, and then it don't work out, then we talk about it. But you know. This is how it always goes. It ain't nothing new. But enough of this because I'd either be rambling or I'd just be cussing all kind of blue light all day long on these cats. And ain't no one got time for that. People got better things to do. I know the people watching the videos. There's better things for y'all to do than to have to hear me complain about how Whitey do when you know how Whitey do. And anyone who got a complaint with that, I'm right here. I ain't going nowhere. I'm just calling how I see it. Any case, I thank everyone for watching. Appreciate it. I really do. All the support I've been getting from the guys I've been around. There's shout out to everyone. Y'all know who y'all are. I appreciate y'all. All the people who are actually putting in work and actually putting out information to help people, doing things to help people get better and increase their knowledge, all that good stuff. Shout out to y'all. Hit the like button, share, subscribe to the page, share the videos. If y'all really enjoying what I'm doing, hit the notification bell, because I never remember to say that. Hit the option to all, so you guys get all the videos when they come out. Or worst case, just check my page. I'll have, if I miss a day for whatever reason, I'll have something out the following day. Trust me. Unless something really left to happen, something that's way out of my control happens that I physically can't because other priorities take place. I ain't gonna let 2 days pass me by without making at least one video. So that's how it is. Appreciate everyone, and until next time, Scrub Zero. Catch you on the flip side.